Friends, in this session we will see a new identity. Can you find out if this is actually an identity? Consider the left-hand side of this identity. To simplify this, we need to remove the brackets. After multiplication, we will get this expression. But this doesn't look like the right-hand side of our identity. So how do we get that? When we look at these two middle terms, we can see that they both have variable x in common. We can take that x as common and write it like this. And now, we can see that this is the same as the right-hand side of this identity. Therefore, this given expression is an identity. Now, let us look at another way to prove this identity. For that, let us consider this rectangle and divide it in 4 parts as shown in the figure. Now suppose we have to find the area of this rectangle. How can we do that? There are 2 ways to find the area of this rectangle. Let us see the first one. We know that the area of a rectangle is equal to the product of its length and breadth. Can you tell me which is the length and which is the breadth? The length of this square is x and the length of this part is a. Therefore, the total breadth of this rectangle is x plus a. The length of this square is x and the length of this part is b. Therefore, the total length of this rectangle is x plus b. So this is the length and this is the breadth. Substituting these values in this, we get this. Now, let us see the second way to find the area of this rectangle. As you can see, that this rectangle is made up of 4 parts. So the area of this rectangle is equal to the sum of the areas of these 4 parts. Area of the first part is equal to x times x, which is equal to x square. Similarly, area of the second part will be a times x, area of the third part will be b times x, and area of the fourth part will be a times b. Taking x as common from the middle 2 terms, we will get the final answer as this. The area of the rectangle that we get using both the methods will be equal. As you can see, that this is the same identity that we saw earlier. In this session, we have seen this identity. In the next session, we will see some examples based on this identity. In the previous session, we have seen this identity. Friends, in this session, we will see some examples based on this identity. Can you tell me how to solve this? This can be easily solved using this identity. Let's compare these expressions with the left-hand side of this identity. We can see that x is 2x, a is 3, and b is 5. Substituting these values in this identity, we will get this. After further simplification, we will get this as our final answer. This was easy, right? Let us see if you can solve the next example or not. Can you tell me what will be the product of this? Again, we can apply this identity. Here x can be taken as LMN, A is -3 and B is -2. Let's substitute them in the identity. After further simplification, we get this as our final answer. Can you find the answer to this last example? In this example, how can we use this identity? In order to do this, we have to split these two numbers like this. You can notice that even after splitting both the numbers, the product remains equal. Now, we can solve the right-hand side using this identity. Here, x is 200, a is 4, and b is 5. Substituting these values in the identity, we will get this. On further simplification, we get this as the final answer. In this session, we have seen some examples based on this identity. In the next session, we will see some common mistakes that can occur while using this identity. In the previous session, we have seen some examples based on application of this identity. Friends, in this session, we will see a common mistake that can happen while using this identity. Look at this question. Let me give you two options. Which is the correct option? The correct option is B. Some of us might have got option A as the answer, but this is incorrect. Let us see why we get option A as the answer. Focus on the given question. We have seen how to solve such examples using this identity. First, we will split the given numbers into simple numbers like this. Now this appears to be in this form. We can find the value of this by using this identity. But we tend to make mistakes while applying this identity. Substituting the values in this identity, some of us get this. After further simplification, we end up getting this as the answer. But this is not correct. Look at this step. According to the identity, at both these places we have substituted the value of A as 3. But if we carefully observe this, we could see that the value of A is not 3, but it is -3. Therefore, we get an incorrect answer. The correct step would be this. After further simplification, we will get this. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. So we should be very careful while identifying the values of A and B. Even if there is a plus sign associated with A and B in our identity, that doesn't mean that A and B will always be positive. A and B can also be negative. So in this session, we have seen a common mistake that can happen while using this identity.